Yoink did not play DDD before, but all of
Okay.
So welcome back. We are now in our knockout stage, which is a double elim bracket for all of our college teams right now. Right now we're starting off with Stockton versus Sacred Heart. Yoink on DDD and pokejuan on Kirby. One of the canon matchups.
Yeah, true. Yeah, always gonna love those canon matchups. Also, gotta talk about this too. Stockton coming out of their group as the number 2 seed, Sacred Heart coming out of their group as the 3 seed. So playing on that opposite side of or the winner of this will end up playing the winner of the LIU matchup. So will be really interesting to just kind of see there. But yeah, pokejuan going for an early stop on Yoink.
Yeah. You rarely see DDD get kind of like spikes like that. Yeah, get essentially like it's just he can usually get back from no problem. It's very interesting. Going for the DDD neutral B.
Really interesting choice here, obviously. Really good. I mean, it is a good edge guard option as well. It is a larger neutral B than the normal Kirby neutral B for the people looking in being like, is that actually a different move? Yes, it is different.
Yeah.
Right? He's obviously not able to get an additional power, but more specifically, it is actually quite larger. So DDD typically good at juggling and just kind of, work with the Gordo, make sure that he's knocking the Kirby off stage, but Kirby getting a big early stock is important, especially when you have these like heavy light matchups.
Yeah, really putting a lot of work behind each of these stocks. Going for the cancel to try to kind of get ledge as quick as possible. Also, if I can back her out of shield, I guess that's not safe enough. Romping shield early. Do you think they're going for a parry or
potentially going for a parry? That's one of the moves that you typically want to parry in that type of situation. Honestly, the safe option there is to look for like a roll and see if he's going to end up shooting Gordo, just because that's mostly what the DDD's neutral is trying to do.
Yeah,
it's like I'm trying to control with Gordo. I'm trying to create my own little game of volleyball. This type of situation, right? With the Gordo, whoever has that control obviously has control of the neutral. But DDD now on his last stock, and this is a really, really important differential here. Honestly, if if Sacred Heart can go, or no,
Sacred Heart
Hill, not Stockton. I was looking at the logo, but I'm pretty sure this is Stonehill instead. Now I'm not sure.
Sacred Heart is Yoink. pokejuan is also sacred.
That's what I'm wondering.
So why are they fighting each other?
I'm wondering if they're having some sort of warm up potentially.
Yeah,
I'm not actually sure of the matchup that they're trying to do. He might actually just be using Yoink's controls, but it might be the character on Stockton, and that's why he just has the tag on.
Yeah, Yoink. Now I'm really confused.
Yeah. I just realized that
because I didn't remember Yoink before playing DDD.
I was gonna say the same thing, but Stockton also didn't have a DDD on their roster. So I'm trying to figure out who this DDD is. This mystery DDD.
Is this not a game at all?
It's the warm up. That's what Well, I mean, this is a hype warm up.
Yeah. There's high stakes in this warm up, man.
High stakes in the warm up.
Who's the more warmed up of the people?
Who's leading? That's what they're trying to figure out, right?
Exactly.
That's what they're trying to do.
Now I gotta erase this. This is not D3. No D3 there. No D3.
He could bring the D3 out in brackets now.
Yeah.
He's warming it.
I guess. Fine, I'll put D3 back. Oh my god.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You're going for it. That was good on them.
Yeah, going hard.
Yeah, that's why obviously, going for the parry makes more sense now. Just trying to be all right, let me see if I can time this.
I know. I was I know. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. That.
Hey, and there you go.
All right. Are we starting now?
No, I'm gonna go. I switch it to I'm gonna go with the interview.
Okay.
How you doing right now?
Good.
Yeah.
Doing good. Looking at the teams that ended up coming undefeated out of this group. You have LIU and Fisher coming out of those groups undefeated. So doing a really nice job. There was a team that actually, it was either a 3-way tie or they ended up splitting a couple of matches. I know I was looking at that. So, in the other group of 4, everyone won at least one game, which is really nice to see. Yeah. Looking at it and having more an even matchup over there. Whereas in the group of 3, it was very much 4-0, 2-2, 0-4, right? So making sure, little bit more even in the matchup is really key.
Yeah, it'll be a lot more interesting to kind of see, who can kind of scratch up from that. No, they were just warm. Yeah, But yeah, who can kind of scratch up from the if it's as long as it's a bit more even, who can kind of scratch up from the bottom of that rung in a bit more of an effective manner. It's not nearly as fun to see it. It's completely one-sided.
Right. No, I mean, sometimes you do see those matches that were a little one-sided. I haven't actually looked at some of the records of the other teams as well, but most of the teams were pretty close in terms of their matchups, most of them going to the last players, so we'll have to see where they go from bracket, or during the break the bracket stage. I'm interested to see Sacred Heart as well, just because I don't know much about their team. We were looking it up. Like, we do have Juan, as we were mentioning, who
Kirby.
now is Kirby and everything. I was trying to find some data, and honestly, I'm not sure who Ace plays, and the only Yoink that I know of is the Young Link.
Yeah, I didn't see, because Young played earlier. I didn't see Young Link. They might have because they could have multiple characters. Yeah. You never know. But yeah, Giga was definitely a Bowser. Pokemon was Kirby.
I was gonna say Stockton pulled out Incineroar.
Yep.
Min. Incineroar, Min, Sonic.
Yep.
Inkling, Min. Or I already said Min. And at least two other characters that I'm just blanking on right now. So obviously players are playing all kinds of characters. They have deep rosters on a lot of these things. So well done on them.
Yeah, and it's really great to have like that general spread. And it seems like a lot of players also have like at least multiple characters coming into this. We see like a regular at least one switch per the matches we've seen on stream. Sometimes it's a little hard to identify people by their tags, but it's really cool to see like this widespread of characters, and you're not just kind of seeing everybody just playing Pyra Mythra.
Yeah. I was gonna say, besides the Giga, I'm not sure how many players actually share the same characters. Obviously, Giga and then Betty, obviously both playing Bowser in that situation. You have like Blue and Moxie on Fisher both playing Wolf, but Blue also played Falco, so lots of options there for the different characters.
Blue hopped on mic a little bit earlier.
Yep.
It was really nice to commentate with him a little bit. He shed some light. Well, we were talking about the Falco Mario matchup because we were watching Smith from forget which college now. It was
Stonehill?
It's probably Stone.
I don't
know. But then we were talking about, would you bring, if you were Falco, would you bring Mario to Battlefield still? He's like, probably still wouldn't. But,
yeah.
No.
Mario's really, really just good with the triplats and everything. It's just having that off the top option with the up B is nasty.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing that you can there's not much you can do in that situation. The only character that I know we've talked about this as well, because Sauce plays Mario for Fisher, and his big thing is he'll typically go triplats except for like Bowser, because Bowser will side B off the top, or like Palu, because Palu will just juggle him and everything, nair juggles, up air juggles, whatever it might be. So stop.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I think we're just waiting for the match now.
Yeah.
Sure,
we can do that.
We can do it.
We will be right back, waiting for the next match.
Yep, Stockton, AceoSpades going in, AceoSpades playing KKR.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nicholas.
Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, welcome back. Right, sorry, writing down Min.
We're getting into this match. So Stockton on the Min over here. Nicholas, he played a lot earlier on stream, especially against Fisher and Post.
Yeah.
The Min, and then AceoSpades coming out with the King K Rool.
Yeah, King K Rool jumping right in with Crown right now. And that's, I feel like in this matchup, he kind of has to commit to that. Probably pretty beneficial to kind of run in with Crown, and hopefully you kind of trade with Min arms. But K Rool's such a slow character. He doesn't have like a lot of like great aerial mobility. He can probably recover decently well, but then he's still ram right outside. He's probably gonna go right back off.
Right, and you even saw right there the K Rool trying to mix up his recovery, not snapping the ledge, getting right back onto the arena, but he instantly got punished with Min. That's the thing, is that Min still has that really good frame data when she's playing on a big stage like FD, long stage like FD. The K Rool doesn't have much to go, or many places to go. He only is able to go to ledge, only able to really throw that crown, throw that neutral B. So you can see he's already 171%, only to 25, not able to really get in on Min.
Yeah, and I'm actually with the reflector, it's going to probably come into play a decent amount, especially in that kind of frame. And we are going to get the stock right off the top with that swing. Down throw to up tilt. Yep. Still not going to kill way too early over the center, of course.
But going off, trying to gimp the Min. I know we've talked about the Min matchup a lot, just, talking with my guys. One of the big things with Min is you have to go in at those 45 angles.
Yes.
Like in between, look where the arms are going to go. She can't really cover it only at the end when she can flare up the dragon, the laser, whatever you want to call it, the ram, what's the ring one called?
Yeah, ram.
The ring.
I thought there was ram.
I thought ram's the big one.
No, that's a megawatt.
Oh, megawatt. Okay. Yeah, see. That's fine. So yeah, and get the ram, right? She can flare it up and everything, get those big hitboxes, makes it really difficult. So
when you're getting her to commit to jump in order to get those anti-airs, then she's up, she's not on the ground, and you can probably, if your character's quick enough, get those punishes as she lands. And those are going to be the opportunities you really want to look against a character like Min. But as K Rool, you can't really find that. I guess you can crown her landing, but
yeah, the big thing that you're able to do with K Rool is when you get in, you're able to kind of do a back air, and we're not really seeing AceoSpades kind of do that. He needs to end up getting in, try to get on the Min, and get that back air from that 45. He does end up taking the stock though with the neutral piece, so really nicely done, able to give the Min and send her flying.
Back hit. Going to send K Rool right back up. Trying to go for the reflector. Interesting. Give him back stage.
Yeah. I mean, that's what he's having trouble with right now. Obviously, Min just very good at edge guarding in general. So if he's able to get back to stage, why not? Able to get that big jump too. Being above her already, another one of Min's kind of difficulties, but gets shot out of the sky, and now he's on last stop.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen when you recover backwards as K Rool. You're just going to float right above ledge, and it's like, let's just float right back down here. And up smash is definitely going to be a huge punish option. Big percent with Dragon Laser coming out right now. It's like K Rool trying to dare on shield. It's probably generally the best you can really do. You need to take your time, but probably shouldn't have brought Min to FD.
No, Min on FD is really, really scary in general. So, able to actually get the crown. So he's going to be really delayed on the crown. Now has to try and pick it up. Already at 100% though. If he can get the stock, it's not that bad for Stockton. Bit of a stream jump. But, again, if he can get the one stock on the Min, it's not as bad for SHU, and unfortunately he doesn't get it. So Stockton going into game number 2 with a 2 stock lead.
Yeah, if you burn your jump super early as K Rool, you can do the reflector like you probably attempted to do there, but you're gonna get lasered. If the timing is right, you get a neutral air dodge instead. Upbeat is back to stage. It's just tough. I don't know. That's probably one of the matchups that Min really has whatever kind of happens.
Min's really, a lot of her matchups are polarizing. I'm trying to think, honestly, the only way that you're going to be able to do that is still going with your original game plan. Crown, neutral B, run at them with nairs, right? And just try and come in at that 45 on a nair. You have to time it a little bit differently, so it's a little more layered. Usually what K Rools like to do, because Crown travels faster than the Wonder. Yeah, so typically they'll actually do the neutral B then Crown, because this way here they come in at the same time. Instead, you typically want to do like Crown Wonder, so they come in like this. So that way then when you're coming in with that neutral, you're creating this like ball of hitboxes. So makes it a lot more difficult for the Min to get around projectiles.
Yeah. K Rool. Yeah. Now, definitely going into this next one, probably don't want to see FD.
No, you don't typically want to see FB against
Yeah.
Min. It's not like it's. I don't think it's Min Min's best map. I'm trying to remember. Honestly, in this setup, Yoshi's on Min Yoshi's goes hard. Like
Oh,
because of the angles, there's not much that you can do, and you kind of get that free angle down, or you get the free like
platform.
down. Yeah, it makes it really, really interesting. But coming in with Giga on Bowser, it's going to be.
I think we're going to see a similar situation, except we don't even have that. We don't even have the projectile.
Stage pick is going to be important here.
Yes.
This is what it really comes down to. And if they did go Yoshi's, that's actually better for the Bowser. So PS2, really neutral stage. Honest, able to get those platforms. It's not going to be as bad for the Bowser. Bowser starting obviously with the stock lead, but overall he's going to have to do a lot to bring this game back.
Yeah, and it's with Min Min. If Min Min just sits in this area that she's sitting in right now, Bowser jumps in, lands on platform, probably has to neutral air. Well, probably has to fast fall right through the platform, and I don't know. I still think it's going to be really polarizing against Bowser in some way. He has to really force Min Min to stay right off stage, missing the up smash with the roll in. And now we're just kind of going back to, Min Min stage control.
One thing I want to see from Giga, I already saw it from here, is that up B on stage. Not a lot of Bowsers continue to do that, though, even though it's a great neutral option in general. Obviously, it can be whiff punished very hard. But if you do get that catch, you kind of control where the next interaction is going to happen, especially against a Min Min where, after you end up...
DI.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. So, but... with that, up B, it makes it really interesting just because you control that next interaction. And if he can get around the initial arm, the initial hitbox on the arm, he can, again, there's another...
Run up
yep.
B.
So really, really good, just trying to use that more. Wow. Big grab.
Wow, I can't believe you had enough time to run up and grab as a punish.
Yeah, that's especially, not even like command grab, like it was just regular grab. And you don't see a lot of Bowsers do the regular grab anymore.
Ooh.
They're trying to do, again, it depends if you're getting someone who's like really campy, really shieldy, but that's not a Min Min. Min Min doesn't really, they're camping, but they're camping with their arms.
Don't touch me.
Yeah, it's not much like she's interacting, but she's interacting, and you just don't get to play the game.
Right now, Giga is doing such a good job, just baiting back whenever he needs to with that double jump. Waiting for his opportunity. Missing the command grab though. I punish. Oh,
I thought it was going to be
down.
punished. That move is really hard to punish, especially with Min Min. You have to time. One misses the command grab. I don't know how. I don't get how this game works.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, I don't understand how he ran up and grabbed and that works, but the command grab doesn't work. Obviously, the spot dodge was really good.
What claims with up B in the mid?
And then again,
DI
100. Okay,
yeah,
sure.
You have to DI that out against Bowser. If you DI in against Bowser's side B, you're just gonna die.
Yeah.
It's like that. Just those two interactions alone could have been so much more for Min Min. Your stocks would have been a lot more worth it, and you would have got those percents. But I guess it's just a little bit of unfamiliarity with how you DI that. Maybe they expected if DIing out, they were going to at Bowser's side, but they were nowhere near that. I don't know.
It looked like they were DIing in because they were still at they should have been able to control the Bowser side B, and they were trying to avoid the platform. So when they're holding in, they may have looked to then hold up because it sent them straight up instead. So they might have looked to try and get if they're tap jump or if they have a sharp hop there or something like that, they might have looked for that instead. If Bowser was able to land on the platform, Min Min's 100% dead there. She was at 114 when he landed, 120 when she landed, somewhere in that range. And that's kill range, especially against a character like Min Min for Bowser. So not necessarily too sure there, but again, really, really nicely done from Giga. Good job here, just keeping Sacred Heart in this game.
Yeah, so, Battlefield, Bowser's going to want to keep Battlefield open, any sort of tri-plat, generally. Or, we might see Smashville, Hollow Bastion, something like that. But if I'm going into this counterpick against Bowser, probably Final Destination, kind of punish any sort of landings whenever he jumps. I would
typically, if you're the Bowser, you want the Hollow Bastion because that's got the shorter ceiling versus Smashville. But honestly, I don't know many Bowsers that want to go Smashville.
Yeah, well, I just figured the middle platform.
Yeah.
It's such a big way to just land right on it. If it's open, might as well. But if they're not allowing you to get to a battlefield,
Right.
so
It makes it a little more difficult. This is a Sonic, though, coming in on Town and City. That is going to be really interesting from the Bowser. Again, he is going to get Bowser tax, most likely, in this matchup. That's what your game plan is at Sonic. You get him to 60%, and then you're basically just waiting on those interactions. You really want those platforms to go away, too, as a Sonic character, because then the Bowser is forced to approach you. Again, another upbeat on stage. Really, really nice. Multiple upbeats. I like how Giga is playing the Bowser matchup offline, versus the other Bowsers I've seen today.
Yeah, fair. Into gonna go right over Flame Breath. Air dodge out is gonna get punished by F smash. We're seeing the percent rack up right now.
Yeah.
Bowser in disadvantage. It can be a little tricky sometimes. Seeing a little bit of aggression and the clank into upbeat.
Right, and this is Emiya from Sacred Heart, right? Emiya is their name, or is it? I don't see an Emiya on the. No, sorry, Giga's Sacred Heart. Emiya's on Stockton. Got it.
Am I counting these wrong?
No.
Even then, I still don't see Emiya.
But I also don't see an Emiya on the roster, so not sure who that tag. Again, sometimes the players don't use their actual full tags. I know I got one player who uses Spider-Man as their tag, which I love, but regardless, still. Anyways, Giga already getting that first stock here, evening this matchup up. And I mean, Bowser at 98% against a Sonic. Sonic still doesn't necessarily. Sonic has to look for a Gimp in this matchup. There's not much that he can do to. He doesn't have a lot of kill pressure on a Bowser. He's got to go off. He's got to go edge guard. He's got to, get these spot dodge F smash. And there we go.
Back air is going to seal that out because Bowser's going to recover. Can recover kind of vertically, but not so super high and well. So generally, he wants to go from that kind of like 30-degree angle coming above. So you know where you're going to come from. You can see in that back air relatively easily.
This is Bowser's best game in terms of vertical recovery.
Yeah, exactly.
Out of all the Smash games, so even though it's still not great, it's not as bad as it's been in a lot of these other games.
He has the option. Guys.
He has an option to go up high. So Sonic really doing a good job controlling this matchup and already getting the Bowser tax situation here and looking for that edge guard, just missing it, but still just playing his game. I really like how the Sonic is playing in this.
The angle up F smash gonna catch the jump. Oh, there needed to be some sort of air dodge there. Oh, I don't know.
So Giga kind of put themselves in a really bad situation because they're recovering so high. If Sonic angles the up smash like that, not only does that cover like a falling, the only thing that doesn't cover is, like you said, an air dodge. Yeah. But they were in special fall, so they can't air dodge in that situation unless they actually try and cancel. And so,
did he upbeat? I thought he jumped.
It looked like he upbeat, and he was in special fall. And so again, you need it, like when you're Bowser, you need to look to end up recovering low, especially against the Sonic, because then you're forcing either the F smash angle down to catch the 2-frame, or you're trying to try to catch the jump, catch the roll, whatever it might be in a different situation. So really, really nicely done on the Sonic player, just playing really patient, making sure they knew their individual outs.
Yeah, I feel like just Bowser, especially against a character like Sonic, it's incredibly hard to recover, especially if you just want to rack up damage, you can't get the kill. And your Sonic off stage, just you could even just spring and then Bowser recover again, spring recover again, spring recover again, build up damage until you find your opportunity to actually snag the kill with back air off stage or punish the ledge interaction, which Bowser can be a little sluggish coming back from there.
Mm-hmm. I've seen a lot of Bowsers too, try to mix up the recovery on their up B, and they'll actually almost SDI up when they're trying to recover, so it comes in a little bit awkwardly, and you can miss the spring hurt box, especially on the Sonic. But honestly, that's really, really micro, and not hearing the players' GameCube controller almost break. It's hard to tell what actually happened in that. But Pyra Mythra coming out on this Sonic.
Yoink.
Sonic is typically a very good character into the Pyra Mythra just because of what we talked about with the spring. You're able to gimp that spring really, really easily, or gimp her recovery with the spring.
Yes.
So you have to watch out, especially if she's going to end up mostly going Mythra.
Yeah. I feel like if she recovers with upbeat, let's just angle down F tilt. F smash.
Yeah.
Finish that off. It's just, I feel like it's going to be a little tough for that.
It's hard to get that angle just because of Mythra and just how good they are in terms of frame, but more specifically, being able to juggle that off stage spring with Sonic is really, really important at the low percentage against Mythra, because you can always get a gimp if they panic jump.
Yeah. Now here, low recovery. Early prominence revolt. Probably trying to sneak in at 54%. Probably wouldn't kill unless a kind of suspect DI. Spring is going to get that little gimp going. Fair.
The
Fair on
Pyra
stage.
is looking for the early kill onto the Sonic to try and bring this back for Sacred Heart. So that's really what she's looking to go for, is to just get the early kill, and then I think she'll end up going back to Mythra more than likely than not
Side
to
B.
see what she can do.
Oh,
And yeah,
yeah, giving up.
that's the issue when you end up going the Pyra, especially at those really like even when Sonic's at a high percent and you're trying to punish him with like a read. Mithra is the one that's going to give you the more horizontal recovery. So if you're not if you're not Mythra, you're just going to end up getting off stage and gimped.
Yeah, right now Sonic at 105%. And it's I feel like it's tough. I don't know if you Pyra in this matchup just probably does not work unless they are off stage at all. So it's like, what do you do as Mythra? Run up smash to try and get kind of
nair loops.
Yeah.
Nair loops. Nair loops. That's what you want to do with Mythra. That nair is one of the best in the game. And honestly, if you can just get those loops, loop and loop and loop, you're good to go. You don't necessarily need to go Mythra too much in this matchup, especially when you're at high percents, because that can happen. Where again, Mythra she has less options when she gets off stage, but you go Mythra for those tilts. Right? The tilts can end up killing, especially at 120%. It makes it a lot more dangerous.
Yeah, it definitely seems like Yoink is having a tough time dealing with spin dash right now. You can see they're trying to do a lot of preemptive like F smashes across stage or neutral Bs to kind of catch with the active hitbox against it, but it's not really working out in favor. I guess what's her name? Emiya is whatever. Emiya. Yeah, Emiya is just very cognizant about not throwing it out too early and just kind of waiting for Mythra to just punish off of that.
And Mythra having a couple of panic side Bs in this matchup too, just trying to rack up a little bit of percent, not necessarily sure what to do into the Sonic. So Sonic playing this game really, really well, just super patient. Also, again, playing super aggressive against the Pyra. So it's really that you don't see that out of a Sonic. Typically, the Sonic wants to stay a little bit away, force the Pyra to come into them, Mythra to come into them, and that's going to be game number 1 going to Stockton.
Yeah, Fair was just cleaning up right at the air, then ends there 1-0 on Stockton. I would probably if I was Sacred Heart, I don't know if I would start with K. Rool again. I would probably start with either Bowser or just go Pyra Mythra right off the bat. Get those kind of like combo-oriented damage percent-based characters through first instead. I just don't know. I feel like K. Rool's too polarizing of a character to like be an opener.
Now that you know that, let's pretend they didn't know that Stockton had a Sonic, right? Like if I'm coming at this from this perspective and I'm reading into this first game and I didn't know that Stockton had a Sonic, I'm looking for my Sonic counter, right? Bowser, really difficult to do into the Sonic character. He's going to end up having to have a lot of reads, have a lot of, just playing neutral super well. Min Min is pretty good into Sonic. I would probably save the Min Min for Sonic in that matchup. And then K. Rool has a very bad matchup. Very, very bad. Online, completely different. Offline, very bad matchup for the K. Rool. So again, looking at this first start, I think we're getting Min Min on Stockton and Giga on Sacred Heart with the Bowser. So this is actually a much better matchup, but I think I still would have saved.
Yeah, they didn't have correct controls. One of them was default controls.
And I'm realizing too, it's getting late. I said the Min Min was on the different team than the Sonic. No, they're on the same team.
Yeah.
So they obviously can't play against each other. So again, it's the K. Rool, Bowser, and Pyra. So I would look
and pokejuan with Kirby. Though I don't know how Kirby
matchup is not good into Sonic. That is not a good matchup.
That is a suspect if I ever saw it.
You're looking at using your tilts. You're looking at like up tilt, but up tilt doesn't necessarily beat spin dash. Dash, I think the trade flanks with spin dash. I'm not actually sure, but yeah, it's looking kind of rough if you are Sacred Heart with just I don't see a Sonic killer.
Yeah, I don't really either. But we are getting the run back right now, where Giga was able to take this over Nicholas before. Let's see. I don't know, a little tough right now. It seems like Nicholas is covering a lot of landings in a much more effective manner than before, especially with laser, keeping Bowser out, catching that jumping angle with Ram. and just running right back across stage. Nope, we're just going to reset the stage control right off the bat.
Remember, though, it was Bowser tax, right? So basically, it was 16% to 20%. It doesn't, this is now like 32%. Okay, now it was 32 to 50, and now we're back to 0. So actually, really good job from Nichols taking that first stock against this Bowser. Like you said, though, the last matchup, the Bowser was able to 2-1 the Min. So, and kept his team really competitive in this matchup. So the Min doing a fantastic job this game number 2.
Run off that platform and kind of cover your approach a little bit. Because Bowser would have been able to control the direction of that. I was expecting Bowser's side of it. No, but Min would probably be able to.
I was going to say, not only is the Min able to get back from that, but like Bowser dies first in that matchup, and
yeah, it wouldn't have been worth it in any case there. Yeah.
Typically, when you're a team 2, you want to save your Bowser for last so that you can Bowser side and just, win the game there, because that is very difficult to end up controlling. But, starting off with the Bowser, if that is what you thought was your best matchup or the person who did the best from Sacred Heart, then why not? Getting the fair call out really, really nicely done from Giga. We even saw it here too. I like the mix up that Min did. That was the first dare that I actually saw from the Min, and it was to counteract the Bowser up there.
That hitbox was so active, catching the jump and not able to get back. That was super unfortunate for Giga in that situation. I'm actually a little surprised that lasted so long.
Okay. I thought he was going to end up missing the tether there at first, but fortunately, no, they did not actually use the tether. So really, really nicely done from the Min, able to...
Yeah, it's the same way to Snake. I'm a banjo player.
You're good. You're
I am a skeezy banjo player.
Oh, good. Shout out to Joda and watching the stream.
I actually, J-Play, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
okay.
I was actually wondering. I'm like, oh, maybe he'll fly out. I was on a stream the other day, and I was like, "You coming?" And he was like, "I don't think so."
No. He's still on Utah and everything, but he's gonna come out for PAX.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you'll get a chance. He's gonna play in the PAX. What it's called?
I'm not so familiar with.
Yeah, it's one of the. It's like 10K at PAX.
Oh,
it's really cool.
Nice.
So I know he's flying out for that. So we're helping him get out here for that. So he's excited to come out for that. So good. Anyway, shout out to Jake Blake.
Yeah.
Go watch his stream.
Yeah, do it. He's awesome.
This one. Thank you for this. So perfect. Yeah, so actually this has got really exciting now. It's last stop, last hit.
What
I
happened?
didn't even notice. we were talking about banjo.
Oh, jeez. Oh my god. Megawatt is going to take it. I want to know where those missing interactions were now. Now I feel bad.
It's fine. I think it was ending up a gimp as well. I kind of saw a little bit like Bowser was doing a lot of up B. Bowser was starting to do a lot of nair chains too to rack up get a decent percent against the Min, and then all of a sudden there we go. So
yeah, but really good, really, really good adaptation from Nicholas. Yeah, that's considering how one-sided it generally was. 2 stocks to
it was 2-1 in the first game, but it almost looked like it was going to be a 2-0 sweep. He really ended up just getting a read with the with the Megawatt and to kill the Bowser in game number 1, but game number 2 here really, really nicely done. Able to take it 3-2 in the team that won the first crew battle. And so that momentum is going to carry really well. You saw that the Min did very, very well against the K Rool. So it's like, okay, do you send in K Rool here, hopefully to get that last stock, or do you send in your Pyra Mythra to hopefully get that last stock? So it becomes a little hairy if I'm Sacred Heart.
Yeah, I feel like you need to. I do think you need to send in Pyra Mythra. Yeah. I think your hand is forced. That is super unfortunate.
I think you send in Mythra, you look to get her to about 80%, right? And then you look for reads if you want to end up doing that. The thing is, though, if the Pyra dies 1 stock, then I would actually stay Mythra more for my second stock, get her as high as I can, look to get her off stage, and then go for a read on my second stock. So, yeah, if I'm Sacred Heart, that's what I'm looking to do in this next matchup to pull me back into this game.
You know what? No, the hell with that. Kirby's going. I need Kirby right now. As I said it twice already, Kirby #1 in my heart.
Yes.
So that's all that matters. When you have
he didn't play game 1, so that makes sense to bring in the Kirby here. I think that actually would go pretty well. If you can get the Min off stage as Kirby, you can go for it again.
Yeah, but to be honest, it's like getting in.
It's not the worst getting in. I'm trying to think, like...
I don't... Kirby's so grounded, and the second he jumps over arms, he's just going to call by the second one, and... we need to see.
We'll see.
Where'd you go?
Oh, they're still picking.
Oh.
So. Yeah, they just picked stage. So.
I thought they, okay, my bad. I thought they switched over.
Nope. We're all good. We're all good. So still looking good. Still looking good.
Yeah.
It is actually going to be the Mythra.
Yeah, I feel like you have to. I don't think there's really another.
I don't know. I like the thought of Kirby. I think Kirby could have done like when you have one stock like this, and you know that you're going to end up having like a Sonic or another character, and you know the character like in game twos like this. You typically want to look for gimps, right? You got to go for those Hail Mary plays. If you lost game number 1, you just got to go for those hero plays and see what can I do, right? That's kind of the difference maker between those like super top teams. When they get behind, they're going for hero plays in those instances, and it's like, okay, if it doesn't work, then it didn't work, but it could, right? But already starting off. Looking kind of rough for the Mythra, not able to get that first Nair chain.
The dash attack was really nice because we kind of put them right into disadvantage and right off stage, but then the neutral get up got right through it and it makes it a really tough situation. A little bit preemptive on a lot of these ledge options, I would say. I think you need to be a bit more calm and, oh my god. Wow.
That's still unable to get it. So yeah, that's one of the issues with Pyra Mythra is her recovery. Her recovery is not the best. Honestly, when you're on stage, I've been seeing a lot of Mythras do the 4-shot with the up B to try and get those edge guards, especially against the tethered characters, because that goes so far.
That's such a quick stock. What percent were they at? Oh my god.
Really, really well done from Nichols.
Right now, wow. Yoink needs to slow it down a little bit more at this point. We saw way too many F smashes off the start for like 50%. We're not going to bring a ton of effects. You throw them off stage, but then it's like you're better off just doing like tilts and nair. Just get them off instead. It's just impatience.
Yeah.
We just need to kind of slow it down. And there's
that's last stock. That's a 3 stock.
They got that.
They didn't get it.
Oh, they didn't?
No.
Oh, that's
They didn't
so
get it.
unfortunate. Wow.
What a finish.
Wow.
I think it actually sent her either out or up. I have to watch that replay.
Wow. Oh my god, that is so unfortunate. That was so
She went for the spike.
That would have been so cool.
That would have been hero play. Hero play.
Why couldn't you have been Kirby? That would have spiked.
No. You get the suck and drop like with the Kirby. You just the neutral B and then just drop down it with the mid. Make sure she's turned around as well. Try and get that. But if that spiked, that would have been intense.
God.
That would have been really, really good. But
I live for stuff like that. I wish that worked so bad. So 3 stock.
3 stock.
What do you do? There's not a ton you can do.
Stockton up 7-3 right now in this matchup.
You bring in the Kirby.
Yeah.
You bring in the Kirby.
I think you do. I mean, they didn't end up having any playtime in game number 1. This is double elimination, so, Sacred Heart does have their chance to make it through the losers bracket run. So, they're not done. They're not out yet, but they're playing fantastic team with Stockton. I'm hoping
3 to 7.
I would put the Kirby in because they didn't play game 1.
Yeah.
Give them a chance. Say, hey, go for it, Kirby. Go for it.
You are a Hail Mary.
Look for your gimp. Look for your down Bs. Look for your up B spikes. Your up B spikes are crazy.
I mean, as Kirby, I assume. Kirby likes FT, but you don't go to FT against.
No,
you definitely not. It's like at least a dual fight. Come on, man. I guess it needs to be like PS2. Like PS2 small battle.
Kirby, you typically want to go triplats because you can get like early grab kills. What is it? Up grab? Up throw? Up throw you can do off the top of the platform.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what Kiwi picks. Her secondary is Kirby, and I'm trying to remember what she was going with. I know it's like FD Town Palace are gone.
Do you see a lot of the Kirby secondary? Like, what kind of matchups for you Kirby stuff?
When we're trying to have fun.
Okay, there we go. The secret's out now. You just make sure Kiwi's having lots of fun.
Yeah, there you go. And she'll go Kirby.
Yeah.
She did Kirby in one crew battle, and all of a sudden they pulled out a banjo, and she was not happy. It was that matchup. She's talked about that all the time, and she's like, "There's nothing I can do in that matchup."
I feel like it would be tough for Kirby. It's just like any sort of projectile play that kind of lingers, and Kirby generally needs to jump in. It's like, and plus, poking tools with F tilt. It's nice.
Banjo Kirby neutral B is different than Banjo neutral B. Like differently.
Yeah, because the percent there's like a 15% projectile damage difference on Kirby, so it pops them up more and it makes the combos less free.
But isn't it also like I'm pretty sure the eggs don't drop the same way? Like
Oh, you're saying
having, like
oh, I thought you meant like the pop gun.
yeah, when Kirby copies,
Yeah.
Kirby's copy ability, the pop gun. Kirby pop gun doesn't act the same as Banjo pop gun.
I assume it's got to be because of the percentile difference. Because it's
Potentially. I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, Kirby does. I know Kirby does have actually like weird combos where
Yeah.
they can do. It's been so long. I saw a demonstration a long time ago about it. It was when Banjo first came.
We're talking about Kirby, Banjo.
Hey,
Two characters I have yet to see.
hey, send me in. I'm ready. I'm ready. Send me in, coach. I'm ready for this.
There you go.
Yeah. Come on, us two. Ike versus Banjo. Let's do this.
Pike, Post is playing LIU currently off stream, so there you go. You can go jump in on their LIU match. Kirby!
Oh my God, they had
Kirby!
Wow.
Sorry, lost that like.
Kirby!
Oh, Post lost for LIU.
All right. Well, take 2 already. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. Anyways, Kirby.
Now, Smash Reel? I don't know about this. Because it's such a small stage, arms just kind of go as far as they, pretty much almost the entire stage. But it is a smaller area for Kirby to have to dedicate himself to.
Again, my assumption was like bans were hefty Kalos, or well, no. So it was the Min was banning. So the Min probably ended up banning most of the tri-flats. This is the next best stage that had platforms.
Yeah.
Kirby doesn't want to go to PS2 because then the Min's just going to camp him out.
Yeah.
So there's not much that Kirby's able to do here. And honestly, losing first stock, that is really, really big for Stockton.
Yeah, especially with Kirby, where, you can die at pretty much any moment against a big hit. Kirby is so light. Something like Megawatt is going, if that connects again, there's always a potential of getting an early stock. You really want to hold on to them as much as you can. It's looking really rough. 114, not enough to get Pyra to get Min from off stage.
Yeah, but no, trying to take this last stock, Kirby already doing a really good job. You're at 114%. Again, if you're the Kirby, you gotta keep calm. Like, slow this gameplay down. You're getting juggled off of stage. Try and see what you have in terms of your recovery options. Good job grabbing ledge. Good job getting your projectile. Now you're back on stage. This is really big.
Back throw, jump. The DI in. Not going to fall into laser with that. Trying to.
That's an F smash.
Yeah, there we go. I was like, oh, they're going to do, landed fair into something, but that didn't work out. And I guess the grab was a little too slow, and the F smash connects, and that stock is going to get taken, putting Kirby on the board.
Yes.
Finally, but there's 6 stocks to go through, and I think Kirby has 2 stocks left. Yep.
2 left for the Kirby. So it is 2-6. So going to be pretty tough. Stonehill NEIT splitting their game is really interesting as well. Now 1-1 in that matchup. So. But Post going down 2-0 to LIU. So the loser of the NEIT and Stonehill is going to play this matchup. Sacred Heart will have the bye into round number 7, match 7. So really will be good. If we look at the Stonehill NEIT matchup, I want to know the stock count of that. If we click on the Stonehill NEIT, the one below it.
Are the stocks reported?
Yeah. So NEIT taking game number 1-1-0, but Stonehill having all of their stocks going into game number 3. So that's really big, having that momentum from game number 2. I'll be interested to see who is winning that matchup. That's one I'm going to be watching as well.
Very much so.
Tracking. Because we're watching this.
Get your phones out.
Yep.
Keep an eye on it.
Perfect. So it looks like we're getting stage pick. It is Kirby. I would bring the Sonic here if I am Stockton. But sometimes they may want to get someone else to play.
Yeah, if they're feeling the confidence, they want to get somebody else.
If they have a banjo, bring the banjo. Just for you. Plus, also, talked about that matchup.
Yeah, I would love it. Yeah, I know Lone Wolf plays banjo, but I don't think he's competing today. So.
And there we go, Yoshi.
Yoshi, Kirby. I don't know. I just assume
Whoever wins this matchup will be facing Fisher.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Whoever wins this will be facing you guys.
Fisher.
Right
Yeah.
Now, I assume. Yoshi's gonna be throwing egg to kind of prevent general approaches. And command grabs on Kirby run up shield. with a neutral beam could be tough. But I still feel like Yoshi's going to generally want to approach from the air. And Kirby can contest, I guess, with Bear, but I don't know. Trying to anti Yoshi in that kind of way is, I feel like, not going to be the most effective thing to do.
No, and honestly, just trying to get your tilts into this is a battle of the A button. Right,
Yeah.
You know, Yoshi is always wanting to, throw out their fantastic aerials.
Throw them
Kirby
tips.
is, trying to do their tilts as well. Getting a nice juggle here, already up to 99% on the Yoshi. So Kirby looking really, really clean in this matchup.
Especially catching the landing, not able to get the punish on that land. Ooh, fair. I thought that was going to connect.
I loved that mix-up on the recovery. Unfortunately, Kirby caster curse there, just praising them and then losing out on that first stock. But I like that they have trades one back.
There we go. There we go.
The Kirby actually mixing up the recovery there, where jumping fastball. So just making it really hard for the Yoshi to try and hit the Kirby.
Oh, trying to read the neutral get up on the tech to get the command grab. But there we go. B reverse command grab. Gonna get a little bit % on that F smash. It's a little tough. Kirby's a little slow in the air. We're gonna get some up air strings. It's going for the down air.
Really nice job, able for the Kirby to land. A lot of Kirbys will end up doing these down B to try and end up the rock formation, whatever it is, to try and get back to neutral in that matchup. So really nice discipline there. But the forward smash is able to take this in favor of Stockton 5-0.
That's going to be 2-0 on Stockton. And they're going to be going against you guys. Yeah.
So we did play them twice in the group stage. I think it was 7-0, 7-0. There was like a 5-0 in there as well, and then like a 6-0 or something like that. So teams, they've played each other already. This is the 5th time they'll be playing at this event.
Yeah, you guys are looking mighty strong going into that then.
Hopefully.
Feeling the momentum, you guys. You like it. But it's, it felt like a lot of that second round was due to really unfortunate in the sense I do feel like the hand was forced when it came to the character pick. Giga wasn't able to kind of bring the dominance to the initial matchup that we saw in the first one, and that one match falling apart kind of cascaded into everything else. Because if you can't bring your counter picks into a proper place, just like you were talking about, it's just everything else gets ruined.
Honestly, shout out to Nicholas doing a fantastic job learning from those matchups, going from what was that 3-3 game 1 to what was that 7-0 or 7-3 game 2. That's a massive change. Just having that momentum swing, being able to take 7 out of 9 stocks for your team is so important in these types of rounds.
Yeah, and things only kind of hold on through from there. Do we know who's coming on to screen? I guess we're gonna find out about that in a little bit. What are you guys looking into going into this next match? I know you guys have that kind of you have like
the
momentum going. Is there anything that you with seeing the character spread that you're seeing right now?
I know we've talked about the min-min matchup again with us. JD did very well in that min-min matchup the first time. However, again, that's not the best matchup for Ganon. They're probably looking at like a G Extreme going into min-min or trying to get that counter too. G Extreme is very strong against this team in general just because of Pikachu. And Pikachu has winning matchups against min-min, has winning matchups against Sonic. Unless like the Sonic has to play that really, really perfect. It's even, but like Sonic has to play it perfectly type ordeal. And then I'm trying to remember the last characters for Stockton. Stockton has an Incineroar too, which Pikachu gimps. So probably looking at like a G Extreme.
I feel like